Today, we're diving deep, way beneath the surface of the internet to explore its hidden layers. But what if I told you that the popular map everyone uses for this world might be leading you completely astray?
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen this picture before. It's the classic internet iceberg, right? There's that tiny, familiar tip that we all know floating above the water, and then this massive, mysterious world hidden down below. This has pretty much become the standard map for cyberspace.
But here's the big question. What if this map is more of a myth than a reality? What if the way we've been taught to imagine the internet is just fundamentally wrong? Well, that's what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to separate the facts from the fiction.
So to get our bearings, let's start where we're all comfortable. This is part 1, the familiar surface, the very tip of that famous iceberg.
This is the surface web. Officially, the definition is pretty simple. It's any part of the web that you can find with a standard search engine, like Google. In short, it's the public internet you use every single day.
The best way to think about it is like a giant digital shopping mall. The surface web is all the storefronts. It's Wikipedia, it's news sites, it's YouTube, blogs, basically anything that's public and actually wants to be found.
Okay, now let's go a level deeper, just below the surface. Part 2 is where all the confusion really starts to kick in, the misunderstood deep web. And you're going to want to pay close attention to that subtitle, the 90% you use every day.
Believe it or not, a staggering 90% of the entire internet is considered the deep web. It absolutely dwarfs that little surface web we just talked about. I mean, it's not even close.
So, the obvious question is, what on earth is filling up this enormous hidden space? If it's so huge, why isn't it common knowledge? Is it packed with all sorts of secrets and danger?
Well, the truth is a lot more boring than the myths. The deep web is your email inbox. It's your online banking page. It's the database your doctor uses, or even just your private DMs on social media. It is simply anything that sits behind a password or a paywall.
So, the most crucial point to get is this. The deep web is not some scary, sinister place. It's just a technical term for all the pages that search engines can't get to or index. It's not about being sinister, it's all about being private. I mean, you wouldn't want Google to be able to search the contents of your bank account, right?
And that brings us to the most sensationalized layer of them all, Part 3, decoding the dark web. And here, we're going to separate the Hollywood hype from the actual technical reality. Now this right here is the most important distinction we need to make. The deep web, that massive thing we just talked about, is stuff you get to with your normal, everyday browser. But the dark web, that's a tiny, tiny fraction of the deep web. It's a hidden network that you can only get to with special software like Tor. Its entire purpose is anonymity. And that focus on anonymity makes it a real double-edged sword. On one hand, it's an absolutely vital tool for journalists, activists, and whistleblowers who live in oppressive countries. But on the other hand, that very same anonymity can be used to hide illegal marketplaces and criminal communication. Both of these uses are very real.
So let's bring this all together and talk about what's fact and what's fiction. This is part 4, real risks, fictional scares. It's time we separate the internet's bogeymen from the threats that are actually out there.
You may have heard stories like this one. These tales of even deeper, more secret layers. The infamous Mariana's Web, a supposed digital abyss holding government secrets, maybe even alien conspiracies, all guarded by futuristic AI. It sounds terrifying.
But that's all it is, a story. This kind of tale is known as a creepypasta. They're basically internet campfire stories. They're modern urban legends, designed to be scary and shareable. Mariana's Web is a cool piece of creative writing, not a real part of the internet's infrastructure. It is pure fiction.
So, here's the crucial shift in perspective. Instead of worrying about fictional monsters in some digital abyss, the real dangers are far more common and, frankly, a lot less exciting. We're talking about malware, phishing emails trying to steal your passwords, and ransomware. These are threats that can affect anyone on any layer of the web. So, let's just put it all together one last time. The surface web is the public storefront. The deep web is the massive, private backstage that you access every single day with a login. And the dark web is a tiny, anonymous corner of that backstage, one that requires special tools to get into. 3 distinct parts, each with a very different purpose.
The internet iceberg is a powerful image for sure, but it ultimately confuses privacy with danger, and it mixes up digital folklore with reality. So I'll just leave you with this question. Now that you can tell the map from the myth, how does it change the way you see the internet?